So I edited some old footage together from last year's Bouldernight final setting. It was together with Rustam Galmanov, one of the strongest guys, especially in crimps. Bowled already AC+, and Jenya Kaspekova from Ukraine. And together with Marcel Batetres from the Classical Tour and Ramon Patone. They did a very good job, and I wanted to show you guys the trial and error from setting and how we tweaked a little bit of the finals, looked how hard they should be. And
so the first up boulder fit pretty well. They just had to remove one hold at the end because that was a bit unnecessary, and then they moved on to the next boulder. And the next boulder was a Yauf women's boulder problem. And in the end they changed three main things. The start was a little bit awkward, so they changed the starting hold into a boomerang where you had to palm into, like you had to run into the start and then palm into the boomerang. And then the second main thing was that they put the palm press where you had to jump from to the next hold a bit lower, so that move was easier. And the third main thing was that they added one more hold, and they added it just after the hold that Pablo was just jumping to. There you can see it, yeah. And then let's see how it turned out at the end. So there were many different methods, but jumping directly was definitely too hard for a young woman. So they went to the next boulder problem, which was this white one with X-Cult volumes, and that one fit quite well actually. So they just added one more hold to bump into the next hold where Jenya is going to right now, and then they removed the hold right below her right foot, because that one was unnecessary. This problem was quite interesting because you had to really know where to grab the top. That was actually the hardest part. So yeah. So they tweaked that one, felt that it was right, and then they moved to the next boulder problem, which was a pink beast by Rustam. It was set with some nice cheetah boomerangs in pink color. And first, Rustam decided to do a very special start where nobody else than Rustam could start, especially the taller guys like Ramon. And then they decided to change a lot. The big jump start to the right side where the two volumes are starting, and then there was supposed to be a double dyno, and just Rustam managed it. You'll see it in a few seconds, and it was pretty hard, and it was very cool to watch Rustam sticking that dyno, like left hand onto the sloper and then jump. He got the second one, so that was super exciting to watch. And the end was also not that easy. As you can see Rustam here trying it. Bumping was a bit too hard, so you had to go with a left heel look. You see that in the end. Jenya tried it and managed to do it. It was very nice, like super strong. And yes. Now you see some tries of the team trying the boulder problem, and in the end Rustam is actually just cruising the boulder. So Yeah, here there's changing the start to the right hand side and Rustam trying the dyno. That was what I was talking about. Rustam just cruising that dyno. That was so sick. So yeah, at the end they just added 1 or 2 more options to do the dyno, and Rustam showed the guys how to do it. Going to the right boomerang first and then this left sloper. And then he decided to just go for it and jump to the next boulder, to the next hold, and bump again, which turned out to be the wrong beta, like the harder one. And Jenya showed the others that it was way easier to go with the left heel hook. So turned out that boulder was fit right, and then they decided to go to the next one, which was another cheetah beast with some waves from BetaRoutesetting, and that turned out to be quite hard as well for the man again. And they just changed 2 main things. Those moves Pablo's trying right now were right, it was hard but you could do it, and then the next move to this small cheetah kind of jog was a bit too hard. This was a move that was very hard, so I decided to have 2 options. One was a big blocks volume jog, which they put on there. Then it was easier but still very hard to do the moves. And the second option was a small cheetah jog. And then it was still pretty hard, so yeah. This move was super exciting. Like, they all tried to jump to it first, to the lip, but then they found out that grabbing the left hand side of the volume was way easier. You see Rustam just sticking it and bumping that move, but it was too hard to... But going on from there was too hard. So Paulo found the method of going left hand first, and this one was the method. That was the beta at the end. So very exciting boulder, super cool from Marcel Barteltres, and yeah, really enjoyed that one. So they tried some methods, some betas, but at the end it turned out to be just right. It was very hard, but they decided that it was good. And then Rustam started to mess around with the little cheetah jog. They decided it was too hard like that, so they put on the blocks volume.
So when they're not so strong. Der Pablo muss einfach noch ein bisschen stärker.
Too hard like that, so let's move on to the next one. At the end, Rustam cruised it with the right jug, but yeah, they decided it was a bit too hard like that, so they left the little blocks jug volume there. So let's move on to the next one. Yauf Man, and this was set by Rustam, and it didn't need any real tweaks. They just figured out the beta if it was too hard or too easy. So let's just watch them trying to bowl a problem. You'll see them figuring out the beta, and
I know this move from you. Come on. Come on.
Aber Jugend ist noch bis 18. Ja, einschließlich 18.
Das eine Jahr war.
so that was the hardest move, jumping off, so to get the right position when starting the momentum for the jump. And this is the last ball that I tried, which was the second Yauf Man boulder problem. And here you can see Jenya cruising the start and just missing the next hold by a few centimeters, but then she also cruised the ending. So they decided that it was right. There were some strong young men coming, so they decided that it was just right like that. Everything was right.
Come on. Come on.
Just Rustam tried to do a little freaky mantle at the end, but he didn't manage to pull that off. So yeah, I hope you liked that video. Watching Rustam, Jenya and all the others climbing was so nice. And stay tuned, and I'm gonna make a little files edit, so stay tuned, like and subscribe, and see you.